Welcome to the Quimby Chronicles Momcast, where we talk about all things motherhood, family, and keeping your sanity through it all. On today's episode, we talk about the ups, the downs, and the in-betweens that come with the transition from being somebody's baby to having a baby of your own. Ready to join the conversation? Come on in. Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of the Quimby Chronicles Momcast. It's your girl Tracy, and of course I got my ride or die. Okay, not really ride or die because we don't even play like that. My baby, my daughter Shantae with me. So say hey to the people.
Hey, y'all! I am so excited for this one because we are definitely going to be talking about something that hits really close to home for probably almost all of us, which is that transition from childhood to motherhood. That moment when you're really, you're somebody's baby one minute, and then the next day you realize, like, man, I'm really responsible for other people. Like, I'm somebody else's mom. This is crazy. I have kids. Sometimes
Right.
me off guard, and I'm coming up on 4 years, and I'm just like, wow, I really mom. Like, wow.
Okay, and let me tell you, it's a journey. Okay, so today we're breaking down the struggles, the lessons, and the moments that make you look back and say, damn, nobody warned me about this part. So grab your drink, get comfortable, and let's get into it.
Okay, guys, we are going to start with the exact moment that you felt, that shift, that moment when you're like, I'm somebody's mom now. When did it click for you, mom?
Girl, first of all, and I say most people are like, oh, the moment I brought you home, blah blah blah. Like I think I've said before, it was like 2 weeks in. It was about 2 weeks in. My mom was asleep because at that time so I was in the military, but my parents, they came and got me from where I was stationed and brought me and Shantae back to South Florida. So, during the day, it's everybody. Grandma wants to hold a baby, grandpa wants to hold a baby, aunts want to hold the baby, everybody wants to hold the baby. Don't nobody want to hold at 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning. So it was just her at 2 or 3 o'clock. I mean, I'm not mad about it. I'm just saying, so it was about 2 weeks in, when I realized there was no mom, there was no dad, there was no sisters, there was no nurse like in the hospital. It was no help. It was just me and you. And I was like, oh, uh, okay, well, this is life. This is life now. Like, that's when it hit me, like 2 weeks in.
Definitely. I would say that I had a very similar moment with my son. I remember this because this was, I believe this was the first day
Mhm.
that I came home from the hospital. Because for those of you that don't know, I spent like, so I had my son on a Wednesday night. We didn't go home till Saturday morning or like afternoon ish. So we were
Yeah.
in for longer than usual. So I was already losing my mind. But in the hospital, you have, like my mom said, you have the nurses, you have dad sitting right there, and just so many different nurses, doctors coming in and out. You don't really get a second to feel like you're even struggling the slightest bit because there's somebody coming in every so often needing to either do stuff for you or do stuff for the baby, whatever the case may be. But that first night that we got home, because my now husband, we weren't married when my son was born. So we didn't live together like that, not until like some months down the line. But at this point, it's me living in my parents' house with my son. So my now husband, he had to, I don't know if he went to go get clothes, or I really don't remember. But there was this moment when he left. I'm looking around and I'm like, oh my gosh, I really have a human. And mind you, I had such a calm and chill baby. Like, it wasn't like traumatic or anything. He was just
Mhm.
sitting up there looking at me like this. And I was like, ooh, hey, how are you, sweetie? Because I really was just sitting there looking back at him like how he was looking at me. And I'm
Right.
like, hey. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I really have a child. Like, I created this little person, and
Hmm.
now I'm responsible for them
Right.
for the rest of their life or rest of my life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm like, oh my goodness. And
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't like freaking out or anything. It just sat, and I'm like, okay, yes, because I remember all the pain of labor and all that. I didn't forget any of that. But it's like actually sitting there and looking at your little person sitting there looking at you like, are we hanging out? Like, what are we about to do?
Right,
Mind you,
right.
it's like o'clock in the morning, and I'm probably delirious at that point. So I was
Yeah,
just sitting there, just chilling, just looking at him. We're just sitting there staring at each other,
yeah,
chilling. And back then, I used to watch Wife Swap. We both used to just be posted up watching like this, chilling, chilling. We used to watch Wife Swap and then Celebrity Wife Swap. It was a whole thing. But
yeah.
I sat there and looked, and I'm like, oh my goodness, like this little boy, this little chunky boy is my son. Like I have a son. I am a mom. This is crazy. And
Yeah.
for me, it was like a happy click, but I was just like, this is so crazy. Like
Wow.
I carried you and I pushed you out.
Yeah.
And you're my sweet little baby sitting here looking at me. Like this is crazy to me. I
Right.
thought it was wild.
Right. I mean, and let's be real about it. You could read all the books, you could watch all the TikToks, you could take all the advice that people give you, but nothing prepares you for the moment when it's you that's the adult in the room. There's nobody for you to look to because it's you. So nothing. I don't think there's anything that prepares you for that moment for real, for real. When it hits you, it hits you.
For sure. And that transition is really wild because, you're going from somebody worrying about you. Oh, did
Mm-hmm.
you eat today? Oh, do you need this? Oh, do you need that? Oh, what do you need from the store? To like, okay, I need to do this. I need to do this for my son. I need to do this for me. Oh, I
Right,
need this from the store. Oh, I need to place an order for this. Oh, I need to make this appointment. Like, you go from, I won't say having everything done for you, but a lot of things that you wouldn't normally have to worry about,
right,
now you have to be doing for someone else,
right,
because now you are responsible for another life, or in my case, two.
right,
So
right.
it really is like things just as little as making doctor's appointments. Like I used to be so scared to be on the phone, and it
I,
started
I
at
heard
like
that.
16. My mom, about 16, my mom, she would start making me call and make my own appointments. I used to be crying and throwing up on the inside, guys. I was sitting there like, man, I'm not even 18. Why won't she do it for me? I hate doing this. I don't want to call them, because if
Yeah,
it was up to me, I just would have never made the appointment, honestly, because I just hated being on the phone, like calling something about, I don't know if it's considered phone anxiety or what, but like phone calls always give me like this really bad anxiety, and I'm like, no, I don't want to do it. Like I would text someone all day, all night.
yeah,
Calling on the phone? Oh, no, I can't do it. Obviously, I can do it now because
right.
I'm the one that makes everybody's appointments and schedules all the things and all that. So I'm good now. But back at 16, I thought my world was ending. I really did. I thought the world was over because I had to call and make my own doctor's appointments. I'm like, I'm not even grown. Why am I doing this? This is for a grown up. I don't want to. And then I used to have to go and ask my mom everything because she would tell me exactly what to say,
Mhm.
because we had TRICARE. So if you know, you're going to sit on the phone for a minute, you're asked certain questions. So she would tell me exactly what to say the minute then, hello? So I was calling to make an appointment for something, but all of a sudden I can't remember. She's
Right,
asking me this question. Don't know. Let me ask my mom. Don't know. Let me ask my mom.
right.
Still don't know. Let me ask my mom. I immediately, everything went blank.
Yeah,
Obviously, I'm all calm and collected on the phone now,
right.
but that was a rough moment. And I'm like, man, I really have to get that together
Mhm.
because I have a whole child that I need to make the appointments for. I need to call and make the appointments. I
Yeah,
need to show up for the appointments. And I'm
yeah,
like, this is crazy.
yeah.
Really, really crazy.
I mean, but if it makes you feel better, your brother and sister feel the same way. And then with your sister, she just turned 18. So now I don't have access to her health records anymore. So I can't. And that's what I keep telling her. Like, she's like, oh, Ma, can't you call for me and find out? I'm like, no, I can't. You're 18. That's it. Like, they've cut me off. And the moment
Ooh, have me crying, throwing up.
so, that was my rationale for having y'all start so early because once you turn 18, that was it. That was
Fair,
it. So
fair.
so
Because I son and I was 19, so I was already all prepped and ready to be talking on the phone. So I
Right.
appreciate it. Just at the time, I really thought
Right.
my work was ending. I
I,
really did.
I
I
know.
thought it was over. Because I'm like, oh my gosh, if I can't sit and call on the phone
Right.
for an appointment, like, what am I going to do? So
Right.
I'm glad that you took that initiative to show us a couple years earlier. And it's the same thing with going out. Like, I am so terrified to go anywhere by myself. Like, if
Yeah.
even if it's to the store down the street,
Yeah.
terrified. Even to this day, it's not as bad because I got better about it when my husband went to basic training
Right.
and I had to be taking the kids to and from their appointments by myself. So it got better, but that literally used to be the scariest thing in the world to me. I would not even go to the drugstore 5 minutes down the road by myself.
Right.
I am so, and I have no reason to be scared like that.
Yeah.
I really don't. Like, nothing has ever happened to me. Like, I've never been, like mugged or anything like that. But that is just terrifying to me. I'm
Yeah.
still scared to this day. It's different because there's actual dangers in the
Right.
world that could happen,
Yeah.
especially where I am. It's
Yeah.
it's real stuff happening. So now I have a right to be scared. But then no, I was
Right.
just being a smidge foolish. I just didn't like going anywhere by myself.
No, I wouldn't even say that. I think it was just that it was new and it was uncomfortable because we all know that change is uncomfortable. So it was new and it was uncomfortable and you never had to do it before
I
because we're being the oldest of, well, for most of your childhood, being the oldest of three kids, like you never had to go anywhere by yourself, So I think it was just that it was different, it was new. And then you add the fact that, I'm a new mom. It's just a lot of newness going on. And it just, it can overwhelm you. So I think that's all it was, that it was new and it was different. So,
anxiety city, and
yeah,
I had to go somewhere by myself. Oh my goodness, because I would be calling my husband like, "Hey, he has this appointment. Are you sure you're
yeah,
going to make it? Because I do not want to go in there by myself." Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, I'll make it. And doesn't. I'm sitting there freaking out. I'm like, oh my gosh, sitting in the car, like, where are you?
yeah,
Just so nervous. But I'm good now.
yeah,
I'm a lot better now. I can, okay,
do
I
it.
probably won't go somewhere by myself,
Yeah,
but if I had to, I would. I wouldn't do it by
right,
choice. If I had to, I would. I wouldn't be
right.
terrified in my mind to do it anymore.
Right, because you got used to it. So, and then another thing to add to that, don't forget that while you're learning to take care of your baby, you're also learning who this person that you are is now. You're learning yourself and you're learning your baby. So you have to remember that you're not the same person you were before you had kids. So that's also a very big part of it. There's a lot of uncertainty going on. Okay. It's a season of uncertainty. Okay.
Very much so. Very true. Very true. Because, ooh, it in the trenches, it gets rough. Okay, now let's talk about something that a lot of moms don't admit: losing yourself in motherhood.
Girl, I ain't even gonna lie. I completely lost myself at one point. When you and your siblings were little, my whole identity was mom. It was multiple. It was mom, it was wife. You know, um, I think your brother was like 2 when I graduated nursing school. So then it was like I was a nurse and I stopped doing things for me. Like, there came a point when I didn't even know what I liked anymore. I could remember what I used to like, but once I started having kids, my life kind of centered around you guys so much that I didn't take that time out, like we talked about, like we've talked about many times, pouring from an empty cup. So I didn't know what I liked anymore. Um, like when I was younger, I loved reading, I loved doing puzzles. First of all, okay, when was I gonna read with, you know, kids that are a year and 4 months apart? Because they tell you, oh, sleep when the babies sleep. Okay, so when they sleep, I sleep. And when they up, I'm always doing something for them. Then, later in the evening, then I gotta find time I gotta spend time with my husband. I gotta make sure that we reconnect because, now it's my turn. I'm a partner. I spent all day being mom. Now I'm a partner. So, um, when you first become a mom, it's just you're still trying to figure everything out.
And that's 1000%. And now that I'm a mom, I actually get it. There's so much pressure to be, everything for your kids during the day. And that makes it really easy to forget who you want to be for yourself. And like my mom said, you're a mom all day, then you have wife, partner, husband, whatever at night. And then by the time it's time to go to bed, and you wake up and you do the same thing again. You wake up, everything for the kids,
Yeah.
wife at night, and then it's an endless cycle. So you really have to prioritize making time for yourself to find who you are again, because like my mom said, she didn't even know what she liked anymore. Before I had my kids, I would have loved to go to either, cosmetology school or esthetician school. And while I was pregnant with my daughter, I tried, and it didn't work out for other reasons. But then I thought, like, that's not even something that I want to really do anymore. Like, I used to love it.
Yeah.
But after, because I will definitely say, after I had my son, I didn't really like it as much, but I still gave it a shot because I know how much I liked it before I had my son. And I was willing to do the work and, show up every day and all that. But once it didn't end up working out, I was just like, oh, well, I guess it's for the best, because
Right.
I wasn't like, that's when it hit me, was that I wasn't torn up. I
Yeah.
wasn't torn up about it. Like,
Yeah.
I was, like losing out on my dream or something like that. I was just like, oh, all
Yeah.
right. Next
Yeah.
thing, I guess, like, I didn't feel any type of way about it, and I'm just like, wow, okay, I guess that's what I'm not really meant to do. And if we're
Right.
being completely honest, I'm still looking for it, because I will start my little content creation bag at some point
Right.
when I get my house together. It'll, yes, if you know, you know. No, no,
Lies.
no, 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 no,
That's
no.
oh,
Because
for real. What we always say. We always are like, oh, well, when this happens, I'm gonna do this. When this happens, I'm gonna do this.
okay, no, but
Then
listen,
next
hear
thing you
me
know,
out. Yes, hear me out. Because for those of you that don't know, we still don't have a couch. We don't
girl,
even really have a bedroom. There's not really anything to do. There's really nothing to do. So, when I start getting this furniture delivered, oh, unbox my couch with me. Oh, mount my TV with me. You know what I mean? Like, nothing's popping yet because there's nothing here yet. You get
so
it?
I'm really not trying to argue with Shantae on screen with y'all. But why are you trying to make it sound like you have nothing to do all day, or like you do nothing all day? Okay. Yeah. That's it. All
Y'all
right.
clocked it. She clocked it. She did. She
I
did.
mean, I'm saying,
She
like,
did. She ate me up with that one. But
you just
listen,
gotta.
you guys hold me to it. I'm telling you, I will do it at some point. We're gonna be doing like empty house tours and furnished house tours, and I'm gonna get it together. I will. Watch. She doesn't believe me, but I hope you guys do. I will get it together. I will. It will take me a couple months. Literally a couple months, because that's when we're moving. But I will get it together. I will. I promise. I promise. See, I promise. Pinky. I promised.
Right. So we're gonna get back on track. Shantae has created her little whatever
I'm
she got.
that way, but like I felt like I needed to get that off my chest,
Yeah,
and
no.
get that one out. It
I
was
have to tell
little.
Shantae every week, hey, send me some videos of you, just everyday life. Send me some videos of the kids. Send me some. Yeah. So, I ain't trying to
To be
put off.
fair, I do send her funny pictures. I do. I send funny pictures of the kids. I do. But that's about it. Yeah, I suck. But it's okay.
But
I will get it together.
yeah, lifestyle stuff. Just, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but I'm not gonna judge. So getting back on track. Uh, getting back on track. So how did you start to find yourself again? Like what kinds of things have you done to be able to find who Shantae is at this point? Who is Shantae at 23, mother of two?
Ooh, 23 is crazy. Let my siblings tell it. I'm pushing 30. But anyways,
Well,
there's little things that I found that I actually like to do. Like, I have this giant box that I have been collecting stuff in for years, like probably since I was maybe in like middle school, that I've
Mm,
been collecting over the years where I have like so many different crayons and markers and color pencils. I really like to draw and I like stuff like puzzles and sorting games and stuff that I feel like is like scratching that itch in my brain. I like things like that and like word search. Yeah,
mm,
I may be a nerd for that, but that is the stuff that I love. Or if you guys
yeah.
have heard of this game, Good Pizza, Great Pizza, now they have a coffee version. So it's good coffee, great coffee, I think. So people are coming, oh, can I get a latte? And you have to know how to make a latte, which
Right.
me, I know how to make pretty much anything coffee related because if you don't know, I worked for Starbucks for I think like a smidge over 3 years and I loved it. I loved Starbucks down. I really did. I love Starbucks. So I know that I will say that is one thing that I love and I do want to start doing videos of that, like making specialty coffees and stuff like
Mm,
that.
mm-hmm.
And I get when I buy the stuff, the different syrups and sprinkles and all that good stuff. Listen guys, she's judging, but I don't have the funds. So just
Y'all ain't
on that one you can't blame me. On the other
I
stuff that crossed me
heard.
off, okay, you got it. But on that one, I don't have like different syrups yet because I really only have salted caramel and that's it. But I need other flavors and stuff to do cold foams and stuff like that. I We're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it. But I
It
love doing stuff like that.
came from the Nespresso does cold foam.
Yeah, but I mean stuff to make the cold foam like different, like strawberry syrup or chocolate. Some That's what I'm saying. Like not just regular cold foam. I know I can still use that machine, but like I need the different things to put in it.
Why don't you just buy one every time you go grocery shopping? They're like what, $5?
Well, our Walmart only has vanilla and salted caramel. That's it.
Please.
Order them. Yeah, I have to go and order them offline.
Okay.
Our Walmart, it's literally for the it has I think like two sugar free flavors and one is s'mores, which it is awful. It is absolutely disgusting.
Free.
S'mores and it's sugar free. It's nasty. It kind of tastes like dirt, like how dirt smells. Honestly, I hated it. I absolutely hated it. And then they have sugar free hazelnut, which all the sugar free flavors, they have this weird, gross aftertaste. So I don't like the sugar free ones. So they really only have salted caramel and vanilla, and we have those, and that's about it.
Yeah.
That's literally all our Walmart has, which it kind of sucks. They don't even like the cream. They don't even have the creamer over here that I like, the silk oatmeal cookie
Oh yeah.
creamer.
That's
I love that one, but can't get it over here. But I love doing stuff like that, like making like little specialty. I was just talking to my mom about this the other day, how I said I want to get a KitchenAid to be
mm,
doing like different pastries and
mm.
drinks, and how you see like on Pinterest and stuff, you're doing like a movie night and say the movies for the Grinch. I saw and I was just talking to my mom about this the other day, saying that I wanted a one of the KitchenAid, like the stand mixers, because I have been saving like over these past couple months. I've been saving so many different like pastry recipes and stuff like that because I feel like these are things that I could really do, especially like with my son, because he's definitely a kid that likes to be involved. And say that, for example, the movie is The Grinch. I found something that it's like the Grinch hot chocolate, where I think they put like matcha in the hot chocolate or something like that. And so it turned green, and that they had that set up on a little tray, whatever, and that's the movie that they were watching. I want to do things like that, like making little things.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I
And
support it.
I would enjoy that so much because all the little Valentine's coffees and stuff like that, I love that. During when I was at Starbucks during the holiday times, whenever there was like a specialty drink for whatever time of the year, that was my favorite thing to do. I love
Right.
the different specialty drinks that people like that are available throughout the year. Like you have
Yeah.
the Valentine's, you have the fall, so you have the pumpkin spice if you like it. Whatever whatever the season, I love to make like little drinks and stuff like that and different variations of it.
Right.
Because if you guys don't know, I did that a little bit before we ended up moving over here. And I did get some footage of it at some point, and who
Yeah.
knows what happened to it. Because
Right.
My phone used to run out of storage all the time then. It used to just cut off in the middle of my
Right.
videos. So
Right.
who knows where those videos are.
It
But
be
yes,
like,
I love little stuff like that. So I definitely want to invest in an actual coffee machine because my Nespresso is on its way out because it was sitting in a hot storage for like
oh yeah.
years. So it's a little hit or miss here and there, but I'm gonna hold on to it as long as I can, and we'll just take it day by day. We'll take it
Right.
day by day.
I know that's right. And that's the thing, and that's the key, to actively choose to put yourself back on your own priorities. And you got to start small. Yourself permission to have hobbies, like you talked about the games you like and stuff like that, and to have those dreams outside of just being a mom. So, and one thing that we can celebrate here is like, look at us. This podcast. We had to take a little break because life was life, but
It really was.
said we were going to do it, and we've been doing it. And with each episode, we get better and we get more comfortable doing this. So, I feel like this is one step in that direction, doing something that we love to do, because y'all know we love to yap. Okay, we love to yap, but you know being able to share our experience and share the things that we've been through, both individually and collectively. It's one of those things, So, and then next thing you know, I'm gonna be out here traveling. I'm gonna be running businesses. I'm gonna be doing all the stuff that I love. Okay, or well, cause yeah, okay,
Yes, I love that we are, for the most part, in a space where we're, embracing how our life is going, whether that's, rolling with the punches or riding the highs, whatever the case may be. We we're not letting it break us down, regardless of what the situation is. We've
right.
always been really good at just bouncing back, and you just got to stand up and dust yourself off.
That's
And
it.
as Leah said, dust yourself off and try again because you really have to lock in sometimes, especially when life is lifing.
Yeah.
You need to lock in.
What? Yeah.
So it's nice to see that we're at that point where, we're doing that for ourselves and, taking care of ourselves, because us taking care of ourselves, makes us a better mom, partner, wife, whatever the case is. And, not just running on empty all the time. Like how my mom was talking about pouring from empty cups. It is really difficult. Yes, we do it all the time, but it's going to drain you. At
Right.
some point, it is going to drain you.
Right, right. So, and I mean, an important thing to remember also is that motherhood is a major part of us, but it's not all of us. And that's something that a lot of women, including us, struggle with, especially when you have a society that makes you feel guilty for wanting more because you're a mom. Like, how dare you want to travel and leave your children? Like, how dare you?
Right.
Trips that are not family trips? How dare you want to do something without your children? How dare you want to have interest outside of being a mom? Because society tries to make you feel like being a mom is all you are. Like that is your most important job. And it is a very important job, but it's not all of who you are. So, we got to do better, and it takes time. Because, and like I like to tell people all the time, when you're talking about anything or, fixing something or reversing something, you have to think it didn't take you 2 days to form these habits. So to back it up or to form new habits, it's going to take you a little longer than 2 days. So, you got to remember that. Don't let society make you feel guilty for wanting more, okay? Because, girl, you deserve it. We deserve it, okay?
I wish I had my nails for you guys because clock it. Clock it. I'll have my nails done next week for you guys, but clock it. That's not all that you are. You are much, much more, sweetheart.
Absolutely, absolutely.
All right, guys. Now we are going to drop some gems. What's one thing you wish someone told you before you became a mom?
I wish that somebody would have told me perfect moms don't exist, because you will mess up. You will have moments where you feel like you're failing. But as long as you love your kids and you keep showing up, you're doing just fine. Just fine.
Definitely needed that for me. I would say that it is okay to ask for help, because I don't know why, because I did that to myself both rounds. Well, okay,
Right.
both rounds I could have prevented that. I mean, the second round I could have prevented that, because if I didn't have my daughter up in my arms almost 24/7, then she wouldn't have been so attached to just me and would have been able to sit 10
Right.
minutes for me to take a shower with somebody else. So it's easily preventable, but like Mama said, you're going to mess up. You're going to mess up. And that's where I messed up, was turning my baby into a Velcro baby. She wasn't born like that. I made her like that.
Right.
So that's definitely one thing that I would say, that it is okay to ask for help
Yeah.
when it's needed, because I don't know why I feel the need to take on everything by myself. And
Right.
for some reason, I was always like that. Like growing up, I didn't like to ask for help. I didn't really like to ask for much at all. I just I just didn't. I don't know why, and I don't have an explanation. So when people ask me why, I'm sitting there like, I
Yeah.
would like I would like the answer too, because I really don't know. I
Yeah.
really don't know. So I've always been like that, but I feel like I am getting better.
Mhm.
Or okay, so I won't lie. I don't know if I'm getting better or if my husband's able to read me better. I don't know which one it is. Both of them are good things, but I don't know which one it is. So I don't want to lie and say I'm getting better, but when I'm getting irritated, he'll know, okay, come on, guys, we're going to go downstairs, leave your mom. And he'll close and lock the door, because my son will sneak back upstairs to get back in the room and come and lay next to me like he wasn't the sole one just causing all the stress,
Right. Right.
just jumping around. And obviously your toddlers mean well, but they don't know. They don't know what burnout is. They don't know what irritation is. They don't
Right.
know what overstimulation is. They don't
Right.
know. And it's okay, because it's not time for them to know yet.
Right.
But if you need help, ask for it, because you will lose your mind.
Right.
Coming from a person that has lost her mind many times, you will lose your mind. And it's not good, because it'll take a minute to get the mind back.
Right.
So
Right.
ask for help, lean on your community, lean on your friends, family, whoever you have, lean on them, because it's going to be a really tough battle doing this on your own.
Right, right. But, that's why community is so important. And it doesn't matter whether your community is your family, it's your friend, it's online mom group that you have, like a Facebook group. I know I have a friend that she was part of a breastfeeding group when I think when her oldest kids were babies and she was breastfeeding, and they still kind of connect here and there. So whatever your definition of community is, whoever is in your community, take advantage, because that saying where it takes a village, it's not just a saying. Like, it takes a village, and doing this alone, that's a fast track to burnout, or like Shantae said, it's a fast track to losing your mind. So okay.
All your marbles, all of them. Yep. And we can definitely talk about how it's not okay to have all the answers, because there's still certain things now that I'll call my mom, whether it's about me or my kids. I'll call and ask my mom, like, hey, is this
Yeah.
normal? I, for instance, I got a steroid shot in my foot probably like a couple months
Mhm.
before we left Florida, and my foot was turning. This is gonna sound so silly, but my foot was turning white. I FaceTime my mom and I'm like, Mom, is this vitiligo? Because I kid you not, there was no pigment in my skin in that
Mhm.
mark. And she was like, I don't know, could be. And then she said, wait, isn't that where you got your steroid shot? And I was like, oh yeah. She's like, oh yeah, that's what it is. And now I would show you guys my foot, but that's kind of weird. But it's back to normal now. It just took a little minute to, just get out of my skin, I guess. But that scared me. Or if Luca's doing something funny, or if my daughter Selena is doing something I feel is odd, I'm
Yeah.
going to ask my mom.
Yeah.
Even at my big ginormous age, I'm going to call and ask my mother. I sure will. Because Google will have you thinking that you have stage 5 cancer and you're about to you're going through the trenches, when it's
Right.
really probably just a cold. Like, you really never know. So
Yeah.
lean on your people. Ask the question that you need to ask. It's okay to ask questions.
Absolutely.
It's absolutely fine. It is okay. You're not gonna look silly. You're not gonna sound dumb or anything like that. If you have a
Right.
question, ask it.
Right.
Try your best not to go to Google, because they are not the most reliable. But hey, whatever floats your boat. If you love Google, I love it for you. Have at it. The best in all that you do, but
Right.
it Google will have you thinking some pretty crazy things when it's really just the
What?
smallest thing.
Okay. So, and that's true. I mean, Google will have you stressed out for no reason, because the thing about Google is, when you Google something, you gonna get everything. And Google isn't gonna tell you, oh, well, this is the most common, this is extremely rare, it's like 1 in 17 million people. Google ain't gonna tell you that. Google is gonna give you all of it. And you'll be out here stressed out. Like Shantae said, they have stage 5 cancer when it's just a cold. So
Right.
very, very careful with Google. But still, remember that it's okay to learn as you go. And it's okay to ask questions, because nobody has it all figured out. Because there's things that, as long as I've been a parent, there's things that I still don't know, or things that I learn. And I'll even call Shantae sometimes. I'll be like, hey, how you do such and such? Like, I think it was with the tablets for my daughter and my niece.
Oh, yeah, the YouTube
Yeah,
kid.
yeah,
Yeah.
putting those restrictions on what they can watch and what they can have on our tablet. I had no idea what I was doing, and I called at my ginormous age. I was like, "What? Well, how you do that?" And then and I was like, yeah, can you just do it for me, please? So, I mean, it be like that. You cannot have this attitude that because I've been a mom for this long, I know everything, because that's not the case. There is something you can learn from everyone, from your babies all the way up to, your mom and dad. They still know a little something. So you have to remember that um you can learn something from everybody. And just remember that I don't care who it is, nobody has it all figured out. And if they say they do, they lying. They are lying. They don't have it all figured out. And I think a lot of us are with this fake it till you make it type thing, because we feel that's what we have to do. We feel this pressure that we have to have it all figured out. But you don't. That's why you need a village, because you got this person to contribute this person contributes this person and you all come together, and collectively y'all got most of it figured out. I mean, y'all probably still don't have all of it figured out, but you have most of it. So I think that's something that we need to normalize. You know, um, Calling on your village, and just remembering nobody has it all figured out. Because again, if they say they do, they lying. Okay, they telling lies.
Okay, guys, before we wrap up, what's one piece of advice that you would give to someone that's transitioning from kid to mom?
Ooh, Lord. I think would be to give yourself grace. Just remember that you're learning, you're growing, you're evolving every day, and motherhood is not so much about being perfect as it is about being present mentally, physically, emotionally. So I think that would be my one thing. Give yourself grace.
I love that. I would say my advice is don't lose you. Yes, you're a mom now, but you are also your own person being away from a mom. So, yes, I'm a mom, but I am also Shantae. Yes, I'm a wife, but I am also Shantae.
Yeah,
Like, I still have my own identity outside of what my other roles are.
right. Absolutely. And I love it. I love it. So, on that note, we're wrapping it up. If you love this episode, make sure you subscribe, leave us a review or a comment, and share this with a mama who needs to hear it. Because we want to make sure that, and what we're trying to do here is to build that community that we talk about. And even though it's a virtual community, we still want everybody to know that we are like, this is a safe space. This is a safe space. We listen and we really don't judge. So definitely we want everybody to feel that they can be a part of a community where you could come ask questions, you could share your experiences, and we could talk about things like this, talk about things that people don't talk about but need to. Okay.
Reach out to us on any social media platform. Like we said, we have the Instagram, the YouTube, the TikTok. we definitely want to hear from you, and we will be continuing this conversation over there. So until next time, take care of yourselves and your babies. Don't forget yourselves.
Okay.
And we will call you next week.
Keep growing and glowing, y'all.
Bye, guys.
So-
Thanks for tuning into the Quimby Chronicles Momcast. Don't forget to subscribe, share this episode, and join us next time as we tackle more of the beautiful chaos that is motherhood.